Say hello to Rim Chunkerton, my semi-extreme one-chunk Iron Man. We started our adventure in the cozy town of Remington, but after completing all the town has to offer, we've been working our way through Galenor one chunk at a time. We made some good progress until we landed here, the Asgarnian Ice Dungeon. A few months ago, this chunk would have only housed one of the one chunk community's most dreaded grinds, the Curved Bone. Requiring 5,000 ice giant kills to get would have kept us in this icy cavern for long enough, but with the release of Royal Titans, this chunk has turned from a long grind to a full-on death chunk. We now have to get 63 prayer using the worst methods possible, as well as getting ourselves our very first boss pet. Any one of these grinds could take hundreds to thousands of hours, and now we've got to do all three. And although we've already spent over 250 hours here, we aren't even close to seeing the finish line. But in this episode, we're going to unlock a new best in slot that has the potential to knock off hundreds of hours on our Royal Titans grind. So let's jump in and see where we're at. There's 30 magic, which means we can now use our fire battle staff. That is unlimited fire runes for us now, which is fantastic because now we don't have to worry about holding on to any. I'm still going to work on magic, so we're still going to go and use these mind runes, but fantastic. Love that we can now use this. Ah, there's my rune square shield.
Let's go.
Easy. All right, we're technically all kitted out. That's another chunk task, and I think that's all of the main loot. Stop doing this. Nice. I gotta be over here anyway. What am I supposed to do with that?
You alk it.
Does it alk for anything?
Oh, the elite clue.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the rune scimitar.
No, the elite clue. What is it? Let's just see. Yet is not. Alright, that can go right on the ground. Low alk elite clue. Wouldn't you rather solve this clue? No. There's a warning and everything. That's crazy. Could buy one rune scimitar. And then a quarm. That's not something you're going to see every day. A nice low alk on an elite clue. There is 60 attack, which is going to give us our base 60s. I told you I'd update y'all every base 5s. So there's base 60s. Now that we're 5 episodes in, I get to legally talk about this. What is this? Seriously though, I appreciate every single one of you that decides to watch my videos, and subscribing as well as interacting does help get my video out to more people. So take a moment to see if you're subscribed, and if not, click that little button. Plus, as RuneScapers, we're really all about number go up. And also, I'm not going back in there until you subscribe, so do it. This next clip was just something I wanted to test. I didn't think it was going to work, but honestly, if I was going to do all these Titan kills and not try it, for it to end up working at the end, I really would have been kicking myself. So what we tried to do is we tried to get the bosses down as much as possible, and then Haggerty left, and I got the final kill on the Titans, and I wanted to see if that would consolidate all of the contribution into a reward that I would get. If this worked, it would drastically increase the amount we would get from rewards and cut our grind down by hundreds of hours. So I figured it was worth a shot. All right, down. Let's see. Survey says no. We've had one nothing, and we've had one old boot. Surely this has to be a little better. I mean, technically yes, but what am I going to do with this? This is the Khazari jungle. We're going to alk it. We alked the elite clue, now we're going to alk a hard clue. There it goes. I just waited almost 2 hours to get a Dr. Jekyll. That is... that's disappointing. I need a Leo so bad. Or just in general, some more experience lamp random events would be great. We had count and check earlier today. And then Duns on the 12th. It's lacking so far. Alright, with this lamp, we are officially at level 2 ranged. I just want to show the first level. The next one, what? We have 83 XP needed. So, honestly, the next level should go by pretty fast. I think level 1 is the toughest level, I believe, when lamping. I didn't realize it, but we have flown past double drop rate of the long bone, which honestly isn't that big of a deal because we're going to have to get the curve bones. The long bones should happen naturally, but we're at 818 KC now for Ice Giants with no long bone. And, you know, just getting the chunk task done feels good when you're in a couple of decent grinds. So hopefully we see it soon. All right, we have officially hit all of our random events. Give us lamps now. We got all of our mime emotes. So now we are officially just rolling in random event lamps whenever we get them. That is a good milestone to hit. It means we can start kind of progressing whatever skills most of the time through random events. What just what? Why are you I don't what just happened? You just picked up 2 limpet roots on the ground. Is that a bot? No, because he missed the pick. I don't know. I got nothing. Well, there we have 65 strength. I figured I'd give you that update because it's a little longer between levels now. So 65 strength, we're going on to attack and then defense, and we do the whole thing over again. I don't get what's happening here. We've been 2 hours. 2 hours without a random event. Please give me a random event. Specifically Leo, please. Alright, let's see if we get anything useful in this. No. Wow, our mystery box luck has been bad so far. That is nothing boot, hard clue, cabbage. There we have 40 magic. Just used up the runes that we're getting, and a lot of it has been just cursing this group of farm animals. A lot of cursing. So, but 40 magic, we'll hit another level eventually, because we should be getting a lot of good rune drops, but not for a little while. We now have, it does not matter at all, but we can at least throw up retribution over our head. And these prayer levels are coming in slow. So every overhead, maybe we'll show it off for a second. There's no way I waited 2 hours for a drunken dwarf. Man, oh man. I know we've gotten a couple of lamps, but overall our random event luck has been kind of bad so far. And as always, Leo, please come give me a visit, man. I need you so bad. There's our long bone. Good lord, that took way too long. I was sincerely beginning to question things. I'm not gonna lie, but 1116 KC, we've got our long bone done. Now we have just the curve bone and then Royal Titans left. There's 41 magic, which is big because now we can use our death runes. We've got not a ton, but 74, so it's going to be some good magic XP. And we're up into the next tier of runes, which is pretty exciting. So we just got a genie random, which is going to be our last lamp on range until we hit 5 range, which doesn't seem like a big deal. But we can now use oak bows. So if we were to go in and add this into the chunk picker, so we're going to add wield an oak short bow, because that's what level we have the ability to. We're going to calculate it, and we're going to get a couple of new tasks. So we're going to have wield a maple short bow, obtain a maple short bow, and obtain adamant arrows. I know it says obtain adamant arrows. I'm going to change the wording to use adamant arrows just because that feels like the actual task. Obtaining adamant arrows, we did already with Ice Giants, but they sell them at the store anyway. So we're going to have use adamant arrows and then use a maple bow. But this, honestly, is just going to make my life a whole lot easier because now I can range the Ice Giants instead of having to melee them all the time with our curve bone grind. It has been pretty good XP. It's been decent XP, but this just gives us another option, and it gives us some damage to do in Royal Titans that we can do when it's not melee phase. So we've got our first range training ability on the account. I've been sitting on 248 iron arrows forever from a maze random, so we're ready to go shoot some stuff. I do want to still clear out my inventory because our range bonus is, even with this on, probably not great. Yeah, we're +3, so it's not terrible, but I would like to be able to get that down lower. So I need inventory space to take off my armor. But we have a couple new chunk tasks, which hopefully won't be that bad to complete. And more importantly, we've got more DPS to do in Royal Titans. So hopefully our contribution goes up just that little bit more. There's 65 attack. Now we go to defense. I know the optimal way to level isn't universally, but I feel the best about it, honestly. And the stats themselves just do help for all of them. So we're going to continue that way. Maybe I'll start pushing strength to be the highest skill sooner or later, but not now. This is crazy. He is not answering Leo. I'll take it. Leo me. Leo me, no. Leo me. I have seen 3 people today, specifically today, not take their Leo random events. I think Jagex is trolling me at this point. I think they're doing this as a cruel joke. And it's only been in these two chunks. It's insane. Well, another Leo that gets ignored because they're not talking to me. Well, we've gotten up to 20 fishing strictly from Bob random events. So I don't know how much further we're gonna get. I just don't think we have any way to do anything. No fishing rods available for us to train fishing, I don't think. But that's 20 fishing. We got him. We got a. Oh my God! I've never been happier. I've never been happier. We got our Leo event. Oh my God! It has been 26 days since we've had a Leo random event. Oh, our inventory is gonna feel so good. Ran our weeds in the bank. Snapdragons bank. Uncut diamonds bank. Rune pick bank. Longbone. All of our random event garbage. Bank, Snape grass, goodbye, our jewelry, our talisman. I think this is, I mean, these two are going to be used, so we're just going to have 7 inventory slots again. I think we're good here. I'm just double checking. Yeah, this is where our inventory is looking. Oh my God, this space is so nice. And we don't have any more random events minus frog tokens that we can get clogged up in our inventory. So this is the last time we've really... Having Leo is going to be nice in the future, but this was the last time we desperately needed him to allow the function of our account to continue. So it took a while, but it's so worth it. All right, the first thing I want to do with my newfound inventory space is start a little bit of range training. Apparently, neither one of these I looked. Neither one have negative range bonus for attack. So we're going to be a little slow. We've got 248 iron arrows I'm going to use first, and then we can start buying steel from the shop. We're at 5 range, but ice giants have pretty bad defenses. So we're just going to range some ice giants for a little bit. It should be a lot more chill. And then we will use that way to work towards our curved bone when I don't feel like meleeing. And I want to even out our DPS so that when we go back to Titans, maybe we do a little range DPS and get a little more contribution. Well, it's that time of the video where I figure out that a couple of my clips didn't have the audio recording for whatever reason, and then it just stopped not working. So we decided to go to chickens to train up to about 10 range because I figured that would be at least a point to try killing ice giants. And while we were able to kill an ice giant with 10 range, wow, did it take a long time. I think it used about, I can't tell for certain, 60-ish iron arrows for 1 kill out of the 220 we had. So that isn't a viable strategy for training for now. So we're going to go back and do some more range training because I would like to make the most use out of each arrow I have, considering they all cost GP. Alright, there is 20 range, which means we can now go get a willow shortbow and some steel arrows. Actually, I think we could use myth with a willow shortbow, but I'm going to look at the cost efficiency of them and compare which is best, and then we'll use that for ice giants. Alright, let's see. 14 arrows for a kill. That's not great, but I think it's doable. It's manageable, at least. Alright, with that kill, we have 30 range, which, as you can see, gives us the ability to use maple shortbows. So let's go get our new best in slot. Alright, let's get in here. And we're going to sell back our willow shortbow, and we're going to grab our maple shortbow for 400 coins. And I have been sitting on a few addy arrow drops from ice giants, so that's one chunk task. And then using the addy arrows is another chunk task. There we go. So that's 2 chunk tasks down. Honestly, way more chill of a way to kill ice giants. I am very much enjoying this because it turned it a little more AFK to try and get this curve bone. And although we're not getting melee XP, it really isn't the biggest deal. And now we have even more range attack with our maple shortbow. So 2 chunk tasks down. Ones that we created this episode and ones that we've done this episode. We are just about out of arrows. I was hoping these arrows were going to take us to 40. They did not. We're about 38 range, but honestly, for buying 1,000 arrows, 38 range is not bad at all. I kind of wish they would just break now, though, because I don't want to go back and forth grabbing 3 steel arrows. Alright, I guess they heard me. Cool. So, yeah, we got some decent range training in. I think I'm going to continue to range the ice giants for as long as possible because it's just a little more relaxed. Well, I will go back and get more arrows, but it's a little more relaxed. I've got a decent amount of killing left in my hands, and we need to still get the curve bone, and we still need that range level increase for Titans when we go back, because that'll just mean more contribution points. So we'll probably continue ranging up to, like, I don't know, I might level it out to 50, 60-ish with the rest of our levels. We'll see. Maybe it goes higher, because I really like the ability to be AFK. Alright, our mystery box luck has been miserable. Let's see if that continues, or if it's better. It's still miserable. Still utterly atrocious. Well, everyone, that is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you all for hanging out, watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Comment down below, letting me know anything you want to see for the series, any suggestions, just any fun facts. I love chatting with you all down there. Feel free to subscribe if you are new here for this and other RuneScape content. I will have a video coming out soonish that is not one chunk related. It's actually an older series on my channel that I just have enough clips for, so I want to put them together. So I want to give you the heads up, and I'll let you know when that comes out that it's not a one chunk video, just so you're not fooled. But that's going to come out soon. If you want to come hang out, my Twitch is down in the description below. I'm also working on getting dual streaming with YouTube set up, so you might see that come in sooner rather than later. But until next time, everyone, I'll see you all later.